jingialang juga Kynhun Myntri ka Balang sngi Balang khatsan tarik Kyllalyngkot kala Symbud kirai bat kawei na kine kalong Pynrung lang jika Ktien Pnar State Anthem. Haba kren bat kilat pathai Khubor Myntri Rangbah Jylla Conrad ke sangma iathuh bayakane ka Rai la shim hadien ba kibabun nongmihkhmat khamtam Symbud Myntri Rangbah na katei thain ba snyo Balang dhar kibala banjur halor kane. Kiwei pat kirai baka Kynhun Myntri ka shim hagane ka sngi kilong kumni harum.
Okay, let's start. Yes. So very good afternoon to everyone, and first of all I'd like to once again wish you all Happy New Year. I've met some of you, but some of you I could not meet, but to everyone a very Happy New Year. We had 9 agendas today in the cabinet, and I would like to start. The first agenda today was the amendment to the State Anthem. I am happy to announce and inform that based on some of the suggestions that have come to us from our representatives from Jaintia Hills, especially our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Balang, and the other representatives and the cabinet ministers and the public at large, the cabinet today has decided to amend the Meghalaya State Anthem, and we are happy to include few lines in Pnar in the State Anthem. So this will be unveiled in the State Meghalaya Games, which will be held in Rai in Jaintia Hills, and we'll be playing it on that particular day. So that was the first decision that was taken by the cabinet today. The second decision was to institute and constitute guidelines for the Art and Heritage Award. The Art and Culture Department has proposed awards to be given to different individuals in the field of arts, which would be covering different areas from performing arts to folk music, folk dance, folk drama and theatre, craftsmanship, renowned exponents and practitioners on domain experts and living exponents. And of course there will be a committee which will be headed by the Chief Secretary and other members from the Art and Culture Department, who will select the individuals, which can be done on a nomination basis as well as on application basis, and will select different people who deserve to get awards, which will be done on an annual basis. So this was approved by the cabinet today. The third decision was for the approval of the Meghalaya School Service Rules 2025. This basically has been done because in the past service rules there was very less scope for promotion when it came to the LP school teachers and assistant teachers, and they would be stuck in a certain position for many years, and there were limited scope for promotion, which also created a bit of conflict between different sections in the education department. And hence, after deep consultation with different associations, the education department has today amended the rules. As I said, this is the Meghalaya School Service Rules 2025, and this is going to pave way for a better scope of promotion when it comes to government LP school teachers. We have also in the cabinet today approved the awards for the Meghalaya Day Awards. This we will be sending the information to you at a later stage. I'll just confirm this one. I'll just keep this pending for a few minutes. Yeah. Another important decision that was taken today was in terms of was for the framing of the state rules to regulate the payment of analysis fees for examination of various cases, exhibits, articles in the Directorate of Forensic Science under Home Department. This is done because many a times the fact that we have a forensic lab right now, which is state of the art, we are getting requests from different agencies, some government, some private, as well as other states, and hence we don't have a system to actually classify these requests and also charge them as per the fees that is required. So we have today just cleared on the basis of the proposals that have come in to have classifications for agencies that are that of government of Meghalaya. So there's a class A, class B, class C, class D. So class A includes the government of Meghalaya, class B includes agencies in Meghalaya but not under the administration of the government of Meghalaya. Class C includes agencies not under the territorial jurisdiction or administration of Meghalaya, and class D shall include all other private agencies. So this was just a continuation and smooth lining of the entire working process of the Directorate of Forensic Science under the Home Police Department. The other two important decisions that were taken today was the proposal to bring the proposal to implement the town and country planning scheme. Now, as you're aware that in the master plan for Shillong area, there's almost a 290 square kilometer area that is there, which includes Maukanu and Dingpaso area, all the ones that are within that area. Exact localities I would not be able to give right now, but I'm just mean the plan that has been made. So under that plan, there's about 290 square kilometers. Now, what is happening in these areas is that at the local level, at certain department level, at district council level, at the Dorbar Shnong level, individuals are developing the areas as per their own desire and as per their own plans. And so you're seeing somewhere the road is being constructed in a certain manner, certain areas being implemented, only to realize that it should have been on the other side, and there's a stream out there and there's a forest issue coming up. So the coordination was not taking place for the town and country planning, which means the countryside, which means beyond the municipal areas and beyond the town areas. But because of the urbanization that's taking place now, there is a need to ensure that there is a coordination between the different stakeholders. So in the past, we were not having the coordination between the stakeholders. Everybody was doing it at their own individual level, and which was creating more of an unplanned growth of the new countryside area and the new town areas that are developing now, which is basically urbanizing. So there was a need to have, and this is being done in all the states in the country, there's a need to have a town and country planning scheme. What this scheme does is it brings all the stakeholders, that includes the local traditional institutes, the Rangbashnongs, Nokpas, Rai, Ilakas. It brings the autonomous district councils, it brings the public on board, and it brings in the different departments that are involved on board, and all the other stakeholders that are involved in those particular areas. And then this allows discussion among the different stakeholders to really plan and approve and discuss of what kind of development programs should take place. And obviously, even if one stakeholder does not agree to a particular plan, then that plan does not move forward. So this is basically a scheme which is going to allow a platform for a more coordinated effort towards town and country planning. And in no way is this particular scheme going to intervene into any kind of rights of any particular department or the Rangbah Shnongs or the district councils. It only acts as a platform to allow the different stakeholders to come together. So this is the scheme that is being brought in, and obviously there needs to be an amendment that needs to be made, and this of course will be coordinated by the Urban Affairs Department, and to introduce this particular scheme and a process to allow this planning to take place along with all the stakeholders. There will be an amendment which will be required in the Meghalaya Town and Country Planning Act. An ordinance is being brought in to allow this scheme to be introduced, to allow coordination for planning in the town and countryside planning, which the scheme will do. So this was an important decision that was made, and this is, as I said, we're going to be done in coordination with all the different stakeholders, and only once the clearance is given by everybody, only that particular plan will move forward. So this was an important decision of the scheme. The amendments in the Meghalaya building bylaws also will be done. So that was one important decision today. The last important decision that was taken in the cabinet today was the amendment in the Meghalaya State Investment Promotion and Facilitation Amendment Ordinance Act 2024, and we have brought in an amendment in the Meghalaya State Investment and Promotion and Facilitation Ordinance for 2024 is being brought in. As you are aware that this is being done, this particular act has been passed by the government to facilitate the entire process of investment in our state. I have clarified in the past that earlier there used to be a single window agency which used to handle the different investment projects in the state. But because of the wide spectrum of sectors, which also includes today the health sector, the agriculture sector, the tourism sector, the IT sector, the power sector, and obviously the industry sector, the investment horizon has really broadened. And hence we needed a larger or a much more broader based authority to look into this particular aspect. And that is what led to the creation of the Invest Meghalaya agency at that point in time. And accordingly the act was passed. Now, during the course of time, there were certain concerns that were raised by individuals and also the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council. The CEM and other members had met me in regards to this and raised some of these small issues and concerns that they had from their side, and not just the district council but the public at large. So after detailed discussion with the CEM of the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council and the other members, there were certain suggestions which were made, and we are happy to incorporate some of those suggestions. The first one is that there is a particular clause in the Act. The clause is clause number 34. And this clause spoke about certain other laws and certain other provisions which this particular Act would override. Now, I just want to clarify to everyone that this particular clause that was there, the Article 34 of this particular Act, was very, very specific to the common application forms. Now, in the past, the single window agency required certain applications to be made to them in certain forms. The MUDA required applications to be made in certain forms. The MTDC required the applications to be made in certain forms. And hence, in order to avoid the amendment of all those 6-7 different acts to incorporate the provisions of this Act, we had put this provision in this Act to override those provisions in those acts. And the basic powers of this were very, very specific to the common application form. and did not go beyond that. So I just want to clarify that. But since it has created a bit of confusion with the district council and other members, and also to some extent from the public side also, the government has decided and the cabinet has decided to repeal the article or this para 34 of this act, which is creating this confusion. And we are now going to amend the other provisions that is there in the single window agency, the Meghalaya promotion policy, or the tourism act, or the other acts which were being affected by this. We will make the necessary amendments there and remove this particular para 34 to avoid any confusion among the people, and adding one line to this, in fact, saying that this particular act shall not be in derogation of the Meghalaya Land Transfer Regulation Act 1971. So we are specifically putting that clause to avoid any confusion among the public, because we felt that there was a confusion in this, and the district council and the CEM had mentioned this to us, and hence we are removing that para and adding this line that this act shall not be in derogation of the Meghalaya Land Transfer Regulation Act 1971. Second concern which was there, which was raised by the CEM of the Khasi Hills District Council, Babanyat Singh CM, was regarding the aspect of the different provisions under the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council. In this particular act, in para 13, we already have the provisions of the details of the combined application form. In this, the different provisions of the state are mentioned. There's a specific paragraph that mentions that wherever the forms and fees have to be prescribed as per for clearances in any central law, the application shall be submitted to the central government. So in order to ensure that we take care of the concerns of the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council and our CEM and other members, we are including or incorporating one more paragraph in this to say that, provided further that where any form and fees has been prescribed for such clearances from the ADCs, the applications shall be submitted only in that very form along with the fees to be submitted. Which means that we are clarifying, of course it was already done in the past. It's not even that we needed to put this paragraph out here, because that is a normal procedure that is followed, where the permissions from the council have to be applied to the council. But since there was confusion regarding that, we are introducing this paragraph very specifically to clarify that the applications, the permissions, all the NOCs, whatever required from the autonomous district councils will have to be taken up through the district councils, and separate forms will have to be applied to the respective district councils, which was actually the procedure. But since there was a confusion, we have introduced this paragraph to clarify and clear that particular confusion, so that nobody is confused that the question of bypassing the Khasi Hills District Council or the Garo Hills District Council or the Jaintia District Council does not arise. The provisions among these councils for any kind of NOC or permissions that are required by these investing agencies will have to be taken up. So that's the second important part.